ladies and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, known as America's top foundational health coach. With over 45 years of experience, it has been my honor, delight, and privilege to bring over 35,000 client patients in my regular practice, pre-retirement, of course, into 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat lost. And during the COVID era, when I unretired, as my friends called it, when I unretired, to bring over 3,000 of my client patients to remediate, restore, and rejuvenate their lives. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? On Healthopedia, it is the encyclopedia of health. It's not my health, but it's yours. So take our hand and feel the real, because the body put in an absolute perfect condition, we get it there. And it can and will heal itself. This is what we do. As I say, life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely, and when you do, life will be oh so sweet. Being a practicing practitioner, holistic nutritionist, when I retired, January 2020, signed everything, and I found something new. Why? Because my husband looked, you know that the pandemic hit, you know what happened in February. I was retired. I thought this chapter in my life was over, but who knew but our creator of all what I was to do in this world? Who knew? He knew. And I know why you are watching this broadcast yet again today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or maybe on a rerun as you're going to Healthopedia 365, our beautiful YouTube channel that we've now brought forth. We have launched and we're here. So like, subscribe, and share to that. Why? Because this practitioner who only knew an email, this practitioner who said, well, maybe I should do something, after my husband said to me, I've read the book too, which says those alibis, what if? Women on a mission, feeling a vision, will bring it to fruition. And when he said, just how much yoga are you going to do? Well, what I did was this. I went ahead, I rolled up my sleeves, and I started writing. First, it's one book, and then another, and then another. I am here, and I'm honored to say, during the COVID era, not only did I bring my dissertation to fruition this time last year in the 21 Days to Your Best You, the keys for a life of excellence. But then Healthopedia was born. And we began with having our co-author, Bernie Siegel, Here It's Here, is our Healthopedia book with 40 authors. But now it's Healthopedia 2.0. What does that mean? Healthopedia 2.0 is the essence of a woman. The essence of a woman. It's a global movement. It is global now. We will be representing 12. Did I say 12? 12 countries. So when we know that we can have this much passion, this much vision, who knows what will happen with these 43 women in this book, because we will unleash the feminine soul. We will unleash the power from within. But here, knowing that we have this on this mission and vision, this little girl from Lagos, Nigeria, had a vision, but she's made it her life's mission to be a humanitarian. It starts with making that vision for yourself first, and then in the world. Like I say, when you take care of you and your world first, the world around you is empowered forever. So be empowered with this princess. Be empowered for what you will do, and be empowered as our book launch is coming up. Before we know it, it will be August 8th. 2024. Why did we pick this date? Because it's a Lionsgate number. Because the lion will roar for humanity. The lion will roar for peace, tranquility, and bringing something more than we would ever think in our lives. That's what our princess is bringing to our audience and to the stage today and to our TV show. And I want to thank Traverse TV for letting us do this, letting us have this platform now going on our second year. So make sure, though, you still go to YouTube at Healthopedia 365. There you will find over 196. As a matter of fact, 96, 97. You know, Princess, I think we're number 200. There must be something amazing about that, being at number 200 episodes, so you could hear things about the spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, social, and financial pillars. That's when your milkshake will create something oh so sweet. I've said only twice on this show, this is the second time. We build a milkshake. What kind of ice cream do you want? Then you put whipped cream on top and a cherry. But princess, you are every flavor of ice cream, all the sprinkles, and you will feel in your life after you've experienced, you've felt her passion, you feel her energy, flow, and vision. You'll feel like you've had every cherry, every flavor, all kinds of whipped cream, and all the sprinkles all into one. So we're going to take a commercial break, and then I will bring up Her Royal Highness, Princess Dr. Moradeun Ogunlana from Lagos, Nigeria, to us on Traverse TV and our YouTube channel, Healthopedia 365. So get ready to hear, experience, and know that this is truly a princess, truly one of a kind. And then I'll introduce her properly. Dr. Princess Moradeun Ogunlana.
Her Royal Highness Princess Moradeun Ogunlana from Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to Dubai.
dangerous. Pull me in, I've had enough. Love me back, I'm generous. I'm generous, I'm generous. Slow it down, you're dangerous. Pull me in, I've had enough. Love love me back. I'm generous, I'm generous.
Now, co-anchor author of The Essence of a Woman, Unleash the Feminine Soul. Book launch, August 8th, 2024. Well, all I can say, if it makes any difference on the company you keep, I feel so blessed to have royalty here with us on Life's Milkshake Moments. I don't usually do this, but her introduction is 3 pages, and she deserved that intro with the video, and she's deserving of this now. Her Royal Highness, Princess Dr. Moradeun Ogunlana, visionary leader, entrepreneur, and renowned philanthropist. Yes, she's generous enough to be dangerous in a very good way. An energy consultant, keynote speaker, bridge builder, and it's just as at the forefront of a driving positive change across not only her home country of Nigeria, but across her continent of Africa. Her unwavering commitment to women's empowerment, sustainable development, and the climate action, she has earned her global recognition because of her tireless work. As a recognized leader in women's empowerment for Africa in the United States as well, having a second home in Houston, Texas, the princess is a visionary force behind her African Women's Health Project International, AWHPI Global. We're going to hear about this, her foundation. It's a non-profit USA corporation and organization with a special consultative ECO SOC status with the United Nations. Oh my goodness gracious. Established in 2003, AWHPI aims to create a network of global women leaders who can influence positive change in their communities and beyond. And as president also of and CEO of Innovative Global Consulting, initials IGC, Princess Moradeun's leadership extends to the business world as well. You have to have business to make money for the philanthropy, now don't you? As the head of IGC, she drives innovation, fosters strategic partnerships, champions for sustainable practices, because we care for Mother Earth. Amen. Her Highness, yes, she is a highness of great report, is a visionary leader behind Africa 259. We'll be hearing about that as well. These are project initiatives which are focused on sustainable climate change, plans for the sub-Saharan African countries. The Sahara, we want to keep as the Sahara, but we want to make sure it stays like the Sahara. Through reconstruction of the infrastructure, innovation, development across the communities in Africa. Through Princess Moradeun's leadership, she will inspire, as she always does, and she'll be doing it here, she has in the past, and forward. These communities to join this movement. Yes, there's going to be a way we can join together towards this brighter future. And for the continent, she believes, together we can transform Africa. And I'm going to say, with you, Princess Moradeun, we will transform the world. Princess Ogunlana is highly acclaimed for her coalition work, for outstanding leadership, not only in providing access and wellness for women and children in rural areas via programs like First Ladies Forum, Economic Development Summit in Dubai, UAE, and Qatar. We're going to be hearing about this upcoming conference there as well. tonight. And with this, the AWHPI Global Foundation brings powerful, high level women leaders from across the USA together with women from other countries to participate in curriculum designed for the concept of the whole woman, the whole leader for the whole world. Wow. That's a true wow woman. These participants will return to their respective countries after this June conference, and organizations and businesses ready to achieve unprecedented results as newly minted leaders. The councilwomen. Maybe I can be a councilwoman of Howie in the Hills. That's where it starts, the grassroots movement to go to the world. Princess Moradeun Ogunlana is the recipient of several global honors and awards, including the Nelson Mandela Award. Can we hear a wow for that? I know you're applauding that. If we could bring you on our TV screen right here. Her Leadership of Excellence Award, the G9 Global Icon Award for Women of Distinction, the Hadiat Leadership of Excellence Award in 2022 in the UAE, the Arkansas Governor's Volunteer Excellence Award. Her Highness Princess Moradeun comes from a distinguished Yoruba royal lineage in Lagos, Nigeria, and the Republic of Benin. The princess operates between Houston, Texas, as I say, Dubai, the UAE, and Lagos, Nigeria. We are so blessed and honored that she got off of her beautiful corporate jet with those black leather seats and going up those stairs and just feeling the real. I want to thank her in advance. Welcome, Your Royal Highness, Princess Moradeun, Dr. Ogunlana. Thank you for coming here, Princess Moradeun.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been incredible, and I want to say the introduction itself makes me want to jump up and down. I didn't even realize I've done that much, but I guess they say that when you're time does move very fast when you're having fun.
Yes, and I know you make it fun because you can just even see with your wings as you were going, welcome to Dubai. How was my accent pretty good? Welcome to Dubai. I could just feel you're real. And so let's just dive on in. This is where I'm thinking from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm sure you had a very storied life being a princess there. How in the world did a little girl from Lagos, Nigeria, come to Houston and the UN?
Thank you so much. It's been an incredible journey, and I want to say, growing up in Lagos, Nigeria, with my grandmother, when my mother and my father traveled to Canada to go to school. So I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, and then coming here in 1985 to becoming a global advocate for women empowerment and healthcare. Out of the time, I don't even know how. I mean, the time really does fly because that's almost 40 years ago that I came. And when I came here, right out of high school, coming to the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. I started from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, then moved to Little Rock, Arkansas. So you can just imagine coming all the way from Lagos, Nigeria to Arkansas. Usually when people travel to America at that time, they usually go to maybe New York, or they go to Washington, D.C., or go to California, go to some of the places whereby the names are known. Little Rock, Arkansas.
I didn't, until I read that, I thought, I wonder whether she was an Arkansas Razorback, and I was right. See, there was more than just Governor Huckabee that's
absolutely.
Famous from
I am Arkansas to the core. I'm Arkansas to the core. I'm a ULR alumni and the University of Arkansas system. I'm a system of the University of Arkansas system. So excited about that. And of course, I always say that I came to the United States, as a young lady, and in Arkansas actually is where I actually became a lady. I came to Arkansas as a young girl, and in Arkansas, I really developed there because, Just met some incredible people along the way that became, they're not just friends, they're family. So Arkansas became my second home, so to speak, was my first second home, of course, before all this globe trotting started. So I'm very proud of my Arkansas roots and my Arkansas friends and families over there.
Oh,
And I
and
spent 25 years. I spent 25 years in Arkansas. I served on every committee you can possibly think of, and I was a commissioner with the Little Rock Sister City Commission. And I think that's where the love for my global citizenry came about. While being appointed by the mayor as a commissioner for the Little Rock Sister City Commission, and I served 2 terms, 2 5-year terms. So on that board, and we did such amazing. This sister city is still going strong, and if you know anything about sister city, you know that it's a global advocacy citizen organization that was
yes,
started in 1955 by President Eisenhower. uh, uh, and the whole idea is that when you actually become friends with people outside of your outside of yourself, outside of your comfort zone, the world, you become friends. You become friends,
yes.
you become sister. And when you're a sister, you don't fight with your sister and you don't bomb your
Oh,
sister. So you become friends with them. And so because their culture becomes your culture and vice versa. So it was very, very beautiful. And that's one of the areas that really, I would say, really developed my love for travel, developed my love for, going into all the different places all around the world.
and Sister City, and I'm sure. What is the sister city for Little Rock? I'd love to know.
So the sister cities for Little Rock, at that time we had 6 sister cities. We
Oh,
had sister city in Changchun, China, which
right.
I was actually a liaison between Little Rock and Changchun, China. Because usually whenever they send a delegation to Little Rock, they always want to be with the princess. So we really had a really wonderful time. We had sister city Seoul, South Korea. We had sister city with La Petite Pierre in France. In UK, we had sister cities there, and we had sister city in Mexico, from Mexico. So we had sister city all around 6 at that time, and I think right now we've gone up to like maybe about 10. And the sister city relationship, of course, like I mentioned, it was started in 1957 by President Eisenhower of the United
Right.
States. And the whole promises is the idea of having a people-to-people connection, a people-to-people relationship. And so the United States, each cities, and it's usually run by mayors. So it's actually a relationship of mayors across the world. So usually mayors from the United States can actually have friendship with other
Beautiful.
mayors, and thereby and then bring their culture and exchange technology.
Beautiful. World peace. Let's go. Because I can tell you right now, we could be on here for hours. Fascinating you are, from Lagos to Canada to Little Rock, to the absolute amazing initiative with your as I would say, your African Women's Health Project International, awhpi.org. Take a screenshot, ladies and gentlemen. I know the next few minutes before our commercial break, I just want to go into a little bit. How did you get the idea of a AWHPI? Why and how did you do this?
I was in Arkansas at that time, and this was the ending of just as we turned into the year 2000. And I think at that time I had traveled back home and to Nigeria, and I saw a situation where a woman who had 6 children with her was dying, literally dying in broad daylight from breast cancer. And of course, the children that were with her, they were all under the age of 9 years old,
Oh,
and very hungry, so hungry that the little boy was actually picking out some food that we had thrown on the sand. This was a scenario that happened on a beach. Um, so when I witnessed that, I knew definitely something had to be done, and immediately, because my background is more of in public relations and international relations, but one
sure.
thing that I always have was to actually have uh, physicians and medical personnel that are surrounding me. My younger brother is a medical doctor. My older brother is doing research in cancer care. Friends and what have you, they are all in medical care. So I came back and decided to look at what it is that we can be able to do, especially giving care. And then while doing that, we came across some of the statistics that most of the women, especially in the rural African countries, most of them they have 5, 6, 7 children. They usually have lots of children, 5, 6, 7 children, but some of them have never even had pap smear. They've
Oh,
never even, they don't even go to the doctor unless it's like they're like on their dying bed. So,
oh,
and some actually give birth at home or in the marketplace, or maybe with midwifery or what have you.
sure.
Um, so we saw that, and we saw that, well, one of the things, the underlying cause, of course, was of course poverty, poverty, and sometimes to even the lack of access to care, to healthcare. So, and that's where the African Women's Health Project International came about. And our vision is actually to empower women and communities worldwide. Our mission is to provide healthcare in impoverished areas, because everyone deserves access to quality care, regardless of their circumstances. So we achieve this through partnership, education, and community-driven initiatives. And of course, I'm very big on collaboration. And one of the things that really ties into the United Nations is the fact that even when you look at the Millennium Development Goals ended in 2015 at that time, and now the Sustainable Development Goals, you have 17 of them, and at the end of them they always put collaborative partnership at the end. So the 17th Sustainable Development Goal, the 17th one is collaborative partnership, because we do believe that that the work for humanity is a collective actions of so many incredible people,
Yes.
incredible organizations.
Collective action.
collective
Collective.
action collective action is very important, and when they come together, they can actually be able to drive the change and be able to uh, give us a vision for a healthier and more equitable world. So my big punch in the organization is collaborations. And especially now in this 2024 and beyond, and going forward, we know that collaboration is the new currency.
Oh,
If
it
you're not
is.
collaborating, you're not moving any needles.
How beautiful. And as you said before, that this is your baby. And I just, when I hear a woman having 5, 7 children, you need 90 minerals to be just above dead. Okay. Every
Mhm.
time a woman gives birth, okay, that's why you need above 95 is a really good idea. If you just need 90 to be just above dead, actually, it's probably 80 or so. Every single time a woman gives birth, she loses 10% of her minerals. So then she's down to 81. And then,
Mhm.
so you're always behind the 8 ball. And women don't know how depleted physically, they just know emotionally and mentally. And what you're bringing to this, I mean, I just got goosebumps all over my body because I've lived this for my whole life. Miss Princess Moradeun, I'm just saying, your baby is beautiful. Your baby is
Mhm.
beautiful. So we're going to take a quick commercial break from one of our sponsors from speaking of living, livefreely.com. Live freely today. I can truthfully say they have a plan that's more than a plan. They have a brand, a business, and a mission so that you can live totally independently for as long as you want and how you want. Live freely, not today.
Aging seniors face a variety of challenges when it comes to their health and well-being. Now, there's a way to take control of aging. Meet Buddy, your personal health assistant. Buddy is a cutting-edge digital health solution that empowers seniors and their caregivers to be proactive in aging. The platform works on smartwatches worn by the senior and paired to their phone. Buddy automatically detects, predicts, and prevents falls. If a fall is detected, your loved one's watch will vibrate and display fall detected, I'm okay, or help me. At the same time, an alert is sent to the caregiver and a 5-minute countdown begins. If the alert is not addressed within the 5 minutes, Buddy will automatically connect to 911. Many times, a loved one is prescribed a walker or cane when they become a fall risk. Through Bluetooth and gamification, Buddy encourages the use of assistive walking devices by providing points that can be converted to gift cards. Buddy also reminds your loved ones to take their medications on time. One of its most innovative features, Buddy uses all the data it collects to create a personalized baseline and measures deviations to alert of potential health issues. Gain greater connectedness, peace of mind, independence, and security through Buddy, your personal health assistant. To learn more, visit www.buddylife.com.
And we've got more than a buddy here. We have got our princess. And so make sure that you look up to AWHPI, African Women's Health Project International. There's a way to get involved because, as we say, give a little, give a lot. Give your time, give your expertise. It will be gratefully given back to you. The generosity that you give always comes back to us tenfold. And speaking of all of this, I think I'm just going to put up here, Princess Moradeun. I'm going to put up your website. They hear about this, see you, feel you, and experience you when you're talking about this event coming up in Qatar. But I've got a little surprise for you, so get ready. AWHPI Global Foundation. There you are. And the colors couldn't be more, what can I say? Women's essence colors. And I want to give a shout out, give a thanks, give just an absolute love. Dr. Nipotina Serrano gave just a wonderful say to ladies of legacy right here. But thank you, Dr. Nefertina, for introducing us. Thank you for having the confidence in me to create and be a part of this inner circle with you. So if you want somewhere to go next week, rather than sitting and watching golf, go to Qatar. It's the 20th to the 24th. You will come back as Princess Moradeun said, you will come back a member of your city council. Here's her lovely board, the board of directors. And yes, we'll be talking about her book in just a minute. But congratulations again on yet another blockbuster in Qatar, I'm sure. Tell us about this event with the AWHPI.
Thank you so much. AWHPI, last year, we were actually conferred on with the partnership with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations. So we're a part of the United Nations. We've been working at the United Nations since 2014. So in 2014, I think right after I was conferred on as an ambassador for peace, one of the first initiatives I did at that time was really to gather the ladies together and start speaking with the wives of the ambassador to the United Nations, the different ambassadors from the different countries. And so we hosted the first ladies forum then at the UN. It was actually started from over there. And over the years, it has gone all around. We've done different segments of programmings in different forms all around the US. And of course, we're so delighted because now we have it in in the Gulf countries, and we're going to the Philippines, we're going to Egypt, we're going to Ghana, we're going to so many different countries that's really lining up now to be a part of this. And I'm glad to say that our dear, lovely Dr. Nefertina Serrano, she's one of our ambassadors for peace, our excellency. And she's been doing some amazing work with the African Women's Health Project International. She represents the East Coast of the USA chapter for the African Women's Health Project International. So she's been doing an amazing work, and our proud ambassador. So this year, yes.
Yeah, I just want to say it one more time. I have a little slogan that I've said about her. You ain't never been around another woman like Dr. Neff, because she's simply, and all she does is simply the best.
Yes, she's amazing energy.
Tell us more.
So the programs we do, the First Ladies Forum, is actually is a prestigious event that we put together to convince first ladies, global leaders, women leaders, and experts, and discuss strategies and partnership that we can to have a sustainable development and women empowerment in their different communities. That's the reason why there's that slogan, when you come, you go back into your communities, with the resources that's needed to be able to carry out your visions. So the events, it features, we have keynote speeches, we have panel discussion, networking opportunities, focusing on education, healthcare, and economic empowerment. Because we do know that anything that we need to do, that we have to do, we'll definitely have to have the resources to be able to carry it out. And the whole idea is to bring in, we operate on the spectrum of the United Nations. You know how you have the government bodies, you have the government bodies who are the policymakers. Then you have the civil societies and the NGOs who are the people like us that are actually doing the work. And then you have the private partnership who are the big corporations that really do need to have some sort of CSR for their organizations, for their corporations, especially being the large corporations that they are. So it's a combination of that, whereby we have policy makers, the politicians, or what have you. Then we have the leaders, the women leaders, company leaders, CEOs, and then we have the technical aspect of it, people that carry out some of these engineering projects, because we do a lot of things around the SDG on infrastructure development, making sure that, because when we started this, we started it with the focus on the continent of Africa. And one of the things we looked at is that in order for us to actually be able to have any kind of measurable growth and actually have any type of economic development, we need to have infrastructures in place, like electricity, like healthcare,
foundational metrics.
Yes, we needed to, those things need to be in place for you to even be able to compete on the global stage. Because if there's a deficiency in that, it's hard to be able to compete. It's almost like competing, doing a race, and you have your 1 foot tied behind your back, and you have the other people over there with their 2 feet, and they have the proper shoes on and everything, and you are over here with no shoes on and 1 foot is tied, so you cannot compete. It's impossible to compete, and that's one of the reasons why we initiated the Africa 259, which is going to be some of the things we're going to talk later. So the First Ladies Forum is a place to be for even just networking aspect of it. We have university presidents that's going to be there. We have first ladies from country, and this year our spotlight is going to be on the country of Botswana. Botswana, Botswana is one of the richest country in Africa, whereby because of the gold mine that they have, the gold mine, the
Sure.
diamond mines, and what have you. And a lot of things needs to just, there's so much resources in that country and so they need partnership. We want to create partnerships, with the leaders over there. So we will be having representations from the first ladies over there and some of their policymakers. So the spotlight this year in Qatar is going to be on Botswana, but then also the other countries are going to be there. We've invited quite a lot of all the diplomatic corps in Qatar that are going to be present at the event. So it's really going to be an amazing program. And we haven't even started in Qatar. We haven't even started the program, but we've already gotten a confirmation for partnership moving forward with the First Ladies Forum platform, global platform, with the W Hotel.
Beautiful.
W Hotel Doha has already come on board. Next year is going to be hosted at the W Hotel, and they're going to put their resources and everything behind it. So I'm very, very excited to see what is happening organically without us even trying. But knowing that, when God gives you a vision and is directing you, he's going to bring all the puzzles and bring it all together. You just have to obey him and actually take the step that you need to take in order for the other pieces to fall in place.
I mean, isn't that the truth? And so next year it'll be a capital W, HPI. So the W, that will get some real shine of this. And so let's just take a moment before we go to our project. And because being a health coach, the Africa 259 project, I was reading about it, and I believe that as women, like you said, we want peace. We want tranquility. We're sisters together, like those sister cities, I should say. Mm-hmm. And Princess, I mean, it's, to me, I wouldn't, that when we talk about climate change and keeping things sustainable for everyone, I think about what Buckminster Fuller said. How do we create a humanitarian world that has impact on 100% of humanity with the least possible part of interference? And that, to me, is what the Africa 259 project is as well. Let's interfere as the least amount so we can have the most. Please share for a few minutes before we move on to our next lovely item for the princess. Would love to hear.
About the Africa 259. The Africa 259 aims. The Africa 259, actually, that was started in 2021. I was a speaker at ADIPEC in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, UAE. And while we were over there, I noticed that there was, during conversations, because at that time we had just come from COP26 into Abu Dhabi to the program in 2021. So while we were there, we saw that there was a big void when it comes to providing solutions to the climate change action for the continent of Africa. When other parts of the world are being called upon as to what are some of the timeline as to action that we're going to take, there's a clear case studies. But when it comes to the sub-Saharan African countries, it was bland. And so they were busy putting what works in the West and actually using that as a platform to use for Africa. And that was one of the reasons why we came up with that idea that, the situation and the challenges and the concerns in sub-Saharan African countries are totally different from the Western world. And so when we're talking about the global South, what works over there is totally different than what works in the Western part of the world. So, and we noticed that, at the core of it, we needed to fix three basic things
Yes.
that needs to be fixed in order for us to even be able to compete, in order for us to even start having this climate action plan, climate discussions, carbon emission, the carbon capture, the different things that we need that needed to happen. We saw that, first we have to eliminate hunger, because when you're hungry, it's so hard for you to actually sit down and actually have any kind of discussion with anybody.
Yes.
And that this is a human, basic human needs needed to be taken care of first. So we said, well, if we deal with using the Sustainable Development Goals guideline, Zero Hunger 2, which is the SDG goal 2, if we concentrate on that, that is making sure that we revamp the agricultural sector, and we work on the things that is broken over there. If we can build that up, and because once you deal with zero hunger, then you're ultimately wiping out no poverty. So
Yes.
we have zero hunger. Then the second one is 5, the gender equality, making sure that, because one of the things we've observed also too at the same time is the fact that when you talk about the agricultural, that is the food sector, in a lot of the different African countries, the women are at the ends of it. So we needed to build up the women, and we needed to, so we want to concentrate on the SDG goal 5, which is the gender equality. And then to top it all off with, we look
9.
at 9. And the 9 is the innovation and infrastructure development, making sure that, okay, we talk about food, and we talk about the people that actually, do the farm work, which is the women, and then infrastructure, making sure that, healthcare, we build up the basic infrastructure, build the
Yes.
healthcare, building up the schools, building up the training facilities, giving light, power, making sure that water is clean. So if we can do all of those, and we combine all of those together, and then we can anchor it with the Sustainable Development Goal 17, which is the collaboration. So we can actually
That collaboration again.
bring all of this together. So the 259 projects aim to empower the women in Africa with skills and resources needed to become leaders and create a transforming life across the continent. And that is what the Africa 259 is. So we are working. The whole idea is to work with all the 55 sub-Saharan African countries, have the leadership and have representation from each of those countries, be on the board of the Africa 259, so that we can be able to collaborate. And then on the other hand, we're going to bring in some of the technical people that actually have that can build these structures that we're talking about, bring them to the table. And of course, while we're doing that, then we can tap into the government and the private sectors and all for the grants and all the money that's out there that's actually set aside to combat the climate action. So it's a holistic approach to what we want to do. It's a huge project. So it's definitely something that is not going to just be me. It's not me. As a matter of fact, I just stay back there and I just oversee it, because it's huge. We're talking about motherland Africa with all those continent and billion, over 1 billion people, things like that. So we have a lot of work to do, but we take it in strides, and we're doing it step by step. So the first 2 years we'll make a report. The next 3 years we'll make a report, and the next 4 years we'll make a report, and that will bring us to 2030, when Sustainable Development Goals will come up with a new one.
And guess what? 2030 is the number 5. So that means that there's going to be gender equality.
See,
that is, and because it's global, and you are a woman of my heart, because you started out with hunger. It's foundational health. That's what I've done my whole life. We're just going to do a billboard, because Dr. Nefertina just said something wonderful in our comments section. Yes, it's AWHPI Global. If you know somebody that wants to attend, just go check it out. There's our girl, Nefertina. I know she's going to be on that jet with you. And it
Yes.
absolutely, what a board, because it begins and ends with health, so you can have your vision. But then you've got this book, The Achiever's Power. I think I'm holding the facts. In my 200 episodes, I have never just said to one of my sponsors, well, you're going to have to wait until next show, because I just wanted you to go on and go around. So tell us about your book, what it is all about, because you truly are an achiever with a heart. Let's just start with that for just a moment, please.
Oh, thank you so much. The book, The Achiever's Power, 50 Golden Nuggets to Becoming an Unstoppable Achiever. That book actually came about. Anybody that knows me, since I was a little girl, I love reading. As a matter of fact, I crave reading. It was not something that I started when I was little, when I was 5 years, when I was in the 5th grade. I think I fell in love. It was something that just happened overnight. I fell in love with reading, and it became my world. So I was telling my children, I said, literally the places I was reading about, because I fell in love with reading so much, I read everything. I mean,
I'm going to
just
stop
think
you
about
right
it.
here, because I forgot this. Speaking of reading and speaking of an author, I might be an author. My husband has written 14 international acclaimed books, but he saw this cover, and I've got to say, do you know what he said to me last night? I said, look at this. And he goes, when a man has no words, he said, dang. So you must have done it right. He said, dang. So there we go. There you are. So you fell in love with reading. You decided you were going to write. And now you've got a cover that Dr. Robert H. Bear said, dang about.
That is so wonderful. That just made my whole week, my whole month, my whole year. Thank you so much, Dr. Herbert. So when I fell in love with that reading, and so the Achiever's Power, I think I was coming up to my 50th birthday, and it was like, what do I want to have a party? Have to do something to make it festive, when people turn 50. I said, really, I don't want party. I'm not one of those that really do parties that much, but I want to leave my words behind,
Yes.
So every other year I plan on publishing a book, and I actually just and in those books are going to be words and collections, things that have happened over the years, or things that I've learned, or people that I've gleaned from, whatever. And like I was telling you, when I told my children, I said, literally the places I was reading when I was young are the places I'm literally inside. I'm in those places. I'm stepping in them. And when I get there, you almost feel like I've been here before, right?
Sure.
So the Achiever's Power is a testament to the strength and resilience of women. That's really what the book is all about. Of women and men who have overcome adversity to achieve greatness. It's a call to action and inspiring readers, to tap into their potential and make a positive impact. It's a 50-chapter book, very easy read.
Sure.
But 50 chapters, whereby at the beginning of the chapter, of course, you start with God, and at the end of it, you end with God. So
it's a great sandwich, isn't it?
That's it. There's no secret or magical way for achieving success. Making sure that you just have to make sure that you are centered. You have God at your center, and when you are centered, everything becomes balanced. And so with me, in anything I want to do, I have to maintain that balance. And if that balance is not there, then I'm not stepping up in there. And so my the book is really of strength and resilience. I remember they used to tell me in Arkansas, they call me the hopeless optimistic, because they are
optimistic. Hopelessly optimistic. But yes, hopelessly optimistic is where there's hope.
Yes, absolutely. Because I believe that you can begin again and you can start at any time. It's never too late for anything. As long as you have life in your body, yeah, as long as you
Yes.
have breath, you can
Yes.
begin. So so hopelessness is not it's not of God.
No.
So and because there's always he has an invisible thread that it has already implanted in each and every one of us, each and every one, not the
Yes.
princess, not the king, and not the presidents only, not the senators, but each and every one.
Each and every
and
one.
and yeah, you just
Down to
have to just
Dr.
tap
Jody,
into it.
Dr. Bob Bear,
Not
the,
Dr. Ba- not Dr.
the two
Bob.
doctors.
Yeah, not Dr. Robert, not Dr. Serrano. So yes,
Yes, all of us.
yes, all of us, all of us. It's
Well, and
incredible.
50 chapters, what a beautiful read, Princess Moradeun. Thinking that 50 chapters, one a week to get yourself set up for amazingness. And I've just got to say, and yes, you've seen it. This is The Essence of a Woman. It's a little light, but everybody knows that this is unleash the feminine soul. That sometimes that screen does or does not work, but I am just so honored to have you as a part in our book, to say that you're co-anchor author. What a trifecta with you, Princess Moradeun, Dr. Khalila Camacho Ali, Muhammad Ali's wife, as I call her, the goat's goat. They called him the greatest of all time, but I said to her about 4 months ago, but if he was the goat, does that mean you're the goat's goat? Because the great women behind them. And then the actress that needs no introduction, the A-lister Tiffany Haddish. I could just see your three names on the front of those. You all three have such an essence. And I've just got to say, thank you one more time. Why did you agree to say yes to our book when you get so many offers, Princess Moradeun? I mean, really.
Yes, yes. And just even the word, the very essence, this essence of a woman, the title itself, it resonates so deep within me, because even everything I've been doing for up to this moment it's been that really capturing and really recognizing the very the core essence, the what makes us stick up as a woman. The
Yes.
essence of a woman is a powerful concept that celebrates the unique qualities, strengths. We want to talk about the strengths and the characteristics that defines a woman. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to be part of this with all these great, amazing women. Thank you, Dr. Jobert, for inviting me to be a part of this. And I plan to contribute as and make a tribute to the resilient, compassionate, and determination that women embody, and a recognition that the vital roles they play in shaping our world. That's where I'm going to be coming in from. About really the role of a woman, not only just even in the home, but also to, in a community and in the world, with the government and things that we do. Because right now, the power of a woman is indescribable. You know that.
Yes.
We've always known that, but sometimes like this, it's almost like, when we're coming up with a book like this, when you talk about unleashing the feminine soul, I love it. To me, it communicates strength and resilience. It communicates to me the nurturing and the care,
Yes.
the empathy and the compassion of a woman, the creativity and the innovation of a
Yes.
woman, and of course, leadership and the vision. Because in the home, we know they always say that the man is the head of the household, but the woman is the neck, and that is very important, because if the neck is not moving, you're just at a standstill.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and of course, the woman, the grace,
it's got to go from side to side.
Can do nothing. And of course, our grace, our beauty, our intelligence and our wisdom, our courage and our perseverance, things that make a woman a woman. I remember when I was a young girl, my dad is in Air Force, was in Nigerian police force. And he always says, you know what, I'm the general, I'm the general of the home. I am the one in charge, this and whatever. I'm the general of the home. But your mother, your mother is the major, because while I make the general decisions, but any major decision that needs to take place in that home, it takes place by the woman. So if you're a man, be very know this,
That
and know
neck,
peace.
boy, that neck moves. Yes, yes.
Exactly. It's like know this and no peace, and of course, just the things that women do. I say that jokingly, to say, but really, seriously, the things that women do, women are even the one that are really fostering that. If you really want to foster peace in the world, set women together and all that, and they will bring it. And so even these conversations, when you see, especially when I saw our vice president Kamala Harris, going from place to place,
in
the
your
things that she does
hometown in
as a
London,
woman.
Nigeria.
Yes.
Meghan Markle was in your
And
hometown.
yes, the woman effect, the feminine effect. Oh my God! So I love this book so much. I can't wait to read the whole book. To hear everybody's contributions to it. But really talk about unleashing the feminine soul. Oh my God! I'm ready. Let's do
I'm
this.
ready. I'm ready as well. And I will say, I hope all of those things that you wrote down, that was as melodious as your tone and your and your voice. It's just melody. Let's put that as the melody to the social pillar of health. And I want to say the men are the wheel, women are the hub. That was just so eloquently said with such beauty and part. So my last question, mark the book launch. I can truthfully say that you can go ahead and order copies already right now. We've sold thousands of this book, and we are still looking for a distribution avenue. We've sold thousands of this book already because it's right now, right here. It's the right time because we're the right women. So go to womensessencebooks.com, capture your pre-sale book of that, please. And Princess Moradeun, I'm sure they can go to princessmoradeun.com. I'm sure they could go to AWHPI. How can people get involved with your AWHPI? Let's put it up here one more time, or your Africa 359. I'll have it both up in just a second. How can people be a part of this amazingness that you are doing in both of your major projects?
Thank you so much. So people can they can go on our website, especially for the Africa259.com. And there's always a form, contact us. And usually if you send me a message on the website, I will respond. You will get a response back in less than 24 hours. So I'm always on top of that. And of course, we want for the AWHPI Global Foundation, the African Women's Health Project International, we are creating chapters. We have chapters in so many different parts of the world. And so if you don't have a chapter in your area, please contact us. Underneath it, under the reference, I want to be a partner. I want to have a chapter, and send it to us. And of course, too, you can contact us easily by email at awhpi@yahoo.com. awhpi@yahoo.com or princess@awhpi.org. princess@awhpi.org. So those are ways.
It's princess
at
awhpi.org. And awhpi.org, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And I promise you, she'll get back to you in a flash. That's what she does. And I have this is princess at awhpi.org with your eloquence, your beauty, from Lagos to Little Rock, from Little Rock all over the globe. I have one of my acrostics for you to honor you at the end, and it's Moradeun. What does Moradeun stand for? Magical, optimistic, radiant, a go-getter. Yes, you are. A go-getter, amazing, dynamic, enthusiastic, unique, like none other. That is you.
Oh,
Moradeun. That's
thank you
you,
so
your name. Safe
much.
travels to Qatar, safe being in Houston. I know that we've just begun to scratch the scratch with our collaboration because you've done it with courage, with commitment, and collaboration like none other. Thank you so much for gracing life's milkshake moment with the whole milkshake for sure. So I'm just going to say, as we close, ciao for now. Just stay behind for just a moment. And I'm going to say, life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely, ladies and gentlemen. But when you do, life will be oh so sweet. Join us. Father's Day is Sunday. What do we have on Monday? Mindset Monday with motivational speaker Randall Gilbert. What does he do? He focuses on young men so they can become the men that they were just destined to be. So until next time, just make this evening and every day a healthopedia kind of day. Ciao for now.